Hey guys, today I'm going to be baking and giving you some tips on how you can adapt this so your student can participate with you. What we're making today is chocolate chip cookies. However, my family is dairy free and gluten free, so they are both vegan and paleo cookies. You can adapt whatever recipe you are making to fit the needs of your family. So bear with me if you don't want to make vegan cookies or gluten-free cookies. That's totally up to you. So not in the video, but a good way to start is by washing your hands and washing the hands of your student. And then if you have long hair, putting it up. Or if your student has long hair, I would recommend putting it up as well. Then for your recipe, you gather all of your ingredients like you normally would, and you get all of your utensils. I started with a small blue bowl, and I added a cup of almond flour and 3/4 of a cup of all-purpose gluten-free flour. Some students are going to be able to hold the handle of the measuring cup, and if they can, definitely have them do that. Other students are going to be able to push the whole cup into the bowl. Other students, you can just use their yes response as an okay to put it in the bowl. I then continue on to put the rest of the dry ingredients in my small bowl. You can definitely have students put all of the dry ingredients in the bowl, or you can have them request in some way to take a turn to put something into the bowl. If you have multiple kids or multiple students in your home, you can have them take turns, like switching off, or you can switch off with your student if you think they're getting too tired. Then in my video, I'm personally mixing my dry ingredients with a fork. Some students may have a hard time gripping the fork, so I also would recommend something with a wider handle, like a whisk or a bigger like silicone spatula like you can see in the video. I then go on to get a big bowl for my wet ingredients. In this particular recipe, my wet ingredients are not that wet because I've used peanut butter and coconut oil. If you do have wet ingredients like milk or oil, students are able to push those into the bowl as well, as long as you allow them to. Some students will have trouble aiming for the bowl, so you can assist them in that way as well. What I have done is I creamed my sugar with the wet ingredients with a pastry cutter because the rest of my family was on video calls and the noise from a regular mixer would be too loud. So what I would recommend for you, if you do have a stand mixer or a hand mixer, the student can either hold on while you're mixing, or they can push buttons, if they're able to, on the mixer to be able to get it to turn on. If you also have trouble with noise, and you do want to use a pastry cutter, you can hold their hand and stir, or you can use the pastry cutter. Once everything is all mixed together, if you don't use eggs, or if you just feel comfortable with it, you can take some of your mixture out and give it to your student to explore or to feel. I would not use that dough or mixture to give to people later because there have been a lot of hands on it. Then once you're ready, if you want to, your student can help you ball up the dough to put it on the sheet, or pour your batter into like a cupcake pan or to something else. Then once they're in the oven, you just gotta wait it out. I won't lie to you, my first batch of cookies did not turn out good at all. But as Bob Ross would say, we only have happy accidents, not mistakes. If you do happen to make a mistake in your recipe like I did, that's a good opportunity to tell your student, you know, it is okay to make mistakes. Like, we all make mistakes all the time. When you're finished baking, I also recommend, if you want to add to this activity, you can do some hand washing. You can also add counting. If you're putting in multiple cups of a certain thing, like I put in multiple 1/4 cups of flour, so you could count out 4 to get to a cup. You can also work on choosing people to share the cookies with. Also, if your student is able to taste, I will leave it up to your discretion what they can and can't taste while you're going, but every student can smell the ingredients as you're going. Like vanilla is a good one. A lot of our students really like vanilla. I will say cinnamon is very unpopular, but exposing your student to the different smells can be fun, or to the different tastes.